What's up, YouTube? It's time for a review of the new Yo Gotti mixtape, White Friday, aka CM9, aka Cocaine Muzik 9. Yo Gotti trying to keep his winning streak alive after just an incredible year where after 20 years of musical output, he scored his first top 40 hit and biggest song ever with Down in the DM, and to me at least, put out one of his best projects to date with The Art of Hustle. And this year of monumental achievement is something that he discusses a lot on this new mixtape, White Friday. So while I'm sure every other hip-hop head and music nerd spent Christmas Eve freaking out about the Run the Jewels 3 surprise release, I was bumping this new Gotti mixtape. I was immediately lured by the explosive single Power of Money. Power of Money, which is the second track on the mixtape, just has banger written all over it. The beat has a real brightness and radiant energy to it, and with the hook, I think it's real effective how the drums drop out for the first half and then slam back down for the second half. It kind of just keeps you nodding your head to it. And I love how the first verse is so heavy on ad-libs and on punches that it almost feels like he's having a conversation with himself, like picking up his bars halfway through. Really, the ad-libs are on point for this whole song. Like, the second verse, he opts for these quick little interjections where it almost feels like he has a sidekick who's sitting back there just reinforcing the weight of his words, the authenticity of what he's saying. This song, Power of Money, is also interesting because it finds Yo Gotti sort of marveling at his recent success and reflecting on how far he's come. Like, he talks about trying to sell the very first installment of the Cocaine Muzik series and how to do that he was putting CDs in sandwich bags. But at the same time, he sounds so hungry on this track. It's like his success didn't make him complacent as much as it inspired him to just want to do more. This theme of amazement at his own recent success and recent achievements shows up a bunch here. I mean, the very first words of the tape on the opening track 81 are, "It's amazing what 365 days can do for you." But then on the same track, he also says, "I want to be the first trap billionaire." So again, he's enjoying the fruits of his labor. He's almost surprised at how far he's really gotten. But at the same time, he's just like, fuck that. I'm not stopping. I want to do more. Let's go. 81 is another great track. It's pretty sparse. Not a lot of bells and whistles. The bass drum is really what stands out to me in the beat because it's just like a fucking direct punch right to the gut. And it's built on nicely by the addictive piano loop that shows up at about a minute in. And what I also love is just Yo Gotti's just smooth voice quality. Like he says on the track that he makes it look easy, and he really is just so casual. That's one of my favorite things about him. Even when the flow starts to speed up a little, he just makes it sound so effortless, like he's just not even trying. And that totally natural, impossible to fake confidence is pervasive throughout this tape, whether it's a simplistic slapper like Lifestyle, which finds Yo Gotti mentioning for the second time in 3 songs that he was on Jimmy Fallon, which I guess was a big deal for him in the past year, or whether it's a track like They Like with up-and-comer YFN Lucci. They Like is one of the catchiest songs on the mixtape. It's highly influenced by Fetty Wap in that it's this sing-songy trap ballad that uses a lot of melody, and oddly uplifting melody at that, in the context of flexing. But honestly, it's really Lucci who makes this song because Yo Gotti delivers his worst verse of the album, rhyming like 2 Chainz and Wu-Tang and Too Lame and a bunch of played out shit. But the song around that mediocre verse is a standout. The song Weatherman is another one of my favorites. It's got, without a doubt, the best beat on the tape. For some reason, that keyboard loop in the beat gives me like the visual of snow falling slowly or maybe money falling slowly. It's just got kind of that halftime slow-mo bounce to it. And I noticed that before I even noticed that the fucking song is called Weatherman, and Yo Gotti and Kodak Black are pretty much talking about what I'm already seeing in my mind, which points to my lack of astuteness, but also points to Yo Gotti and Kodak Black's ability to bring the instrumental to life. And Kodak Black, who I'm not necessarily a fan of, brings what might be the best feature on the tape. He just brings a lot of energy and a lot of spunk to the track. It reminds me a lot of the Race Rummerd Gucci Mane chemistry on Black Beatles, you know? An OG and a younger artist coming together and feeding off each other like there's no generation gap at all. But the peak of the tape for me doesn't come until the very last track, What Happened, which is a noted left turn from the material on the first 10 tracks in lyrics, in mood, in overall life outlook, really. Gotti engages with his sentimental side. And the instrumental is a perfect landing strip for this sort of mood swing, as it's got a touchy-feely piano line that's maybe a bit of a ripoff of Rich Gang's Lifestyle, but we don't need to dwell on that. So why the change of pace at the end here? Well, the song's about the passing of his longtime friend and manager, Mel Carter, who died literally like 3 weeks before this tape came out. And if you follow Yo Gotti on Instagram, or if you follow T.I. on Instagram, you probably already know about Mel Carter's passing and how it affected a lot of A-listers in the hip-hop community. It's of course a shame that it's under these circumstances of loss, but what happened is Yo Gotti like I've never heard him. He sticks to his convictions and his street mentality on here, but he's also really vulnerable and pulls together a touching, emotionally charged song. Like when he says to Mel, because he's basically speaking directly to Mel Carter for most of this song, when he says that next time I go to Disney, I'm going to take your son with me, that just, goddamn, that just hit right here. And it's fitting that he mentions Kanye on this song because this very much has that last call vibe, the closer to college dropout, where Kanye is just stops rapping and just starts telling stories over a beat for an extended period of time. And that's what Gotti does on here and does very well. It's not only a great send-off to his longtime friend, but it's a great send-off to the tape, too. It just tacks on this whole new level of depth at the tail end and makes Yo Gotti that much easier to root for, in a way. It just makes him a lot more three-dimensional. I'm just really, really into this tape. Yo Gotti is, first and foremost, a gangster rapper, a hood rapper, but there's a certain elegance to him. He's aged a bit, he's in his mid-30s, so he doesn't feel like he has to prove to you how hard he is. He's already done that. He can just at this point confidently act it, and it doesn't come across as forced or phony for 1 second. Sure, there are a couple tracks that I'm not crazy about. Blah, blah, blah. Definitely nothing to write home about. I mean, Gotti's tired of these hoes. He's tired of them talking. But a minute into the track, he sounds like he's tired of talking about it too. And then there's the star-studded Castro with its unbearable hashtag rap and serial name dropping. I was psyched for a dope posse cut, but that was not this. Kanye drops the line, "I got whips, no slaves." Quavo says that he sticks to the money, Velcro. 2 Chainz did crack me the fuck up though with this line. He said, "Just saw a picture of your first baby mama. Look like a train hitter." That's fucking great. But other than that, there's very little on CM9 that I don't fuck with. Sure, you could make a case for tracks like Off the Top, Lifestyle, or Free Lunch as being filler, but to me, even though these tracks don't necessarily add anything to the tape that's not already there, I still enjoy the hell out of them, so they're not skip tracks for me. So it's pretty much a solid listen all the way track 1 to track 11. Yo Gotti came correct with 11 mostly great tracks, sequenced them smoothly, and stuck to his strengths, but varied up his sound just enough to keep things interesting and to give the tracks individual personalities. He picked really catchy beats, he didn't forego the hooks, and he just continues to be one of my favorite MCs right now. CM9 gets an 8 out of 10 from me. As always, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, or shoot me a message so we can continue to talk music, and I'll see you guys soon.